Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Droid Life Show today, episode 245, version 2, 3 weeks later, or whatever this is. It is Friday, November 20th. I'm your host, Kellen, with me, Tim. Tim, say hi.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back.
So, hopefully you all can hear and see us. We took a little break. We had some frustrating times the last couple of shows. Power went out in the middle of a show. Some things just didn't work in general. So, you know, if you're in the chat live, please just say hi and that you can hear us, see us, all of that. That would be great. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We feel like we haven't had a chance to talk to you guys in a while. And a lot of stuff's happened. There was an election here. That's still going on, apparently.
Maybe to some people.
Maybe to some people. We reviewed a bunch of phones. I mean, we tried to talk about these in the last couple of shows. You know, like Pixel 5. We both have one of these. You know, we reviewed that. I reviewed an 8T. Tim reviewed a Sony phone. You had the LG Wing for a while. You might still have that. I don't know. But there was that. So there's been phones everywhere. We didn't really get to talk to you guys a lot about those, at least on air. There's plenty of write-ups about those. So we're not going to like dive back through the reviews, but we'll talk about maybe some phones that we've been using, why we're using them now, because we're at that point in the year where there's not going to be anything new. So this is where Tim and I get to settle in. We kind of like this part of the year, right? We get burnt out almost, and then we get to settle for like a couple of months until the next Galaxy S phone is here, whatever. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. There's big Google Photos drama this week. Or was that last week? All the weeks are blending together. Anyway, there's big Google Photos drama that we need to talk through. We'll also talk about the Chromecast, Google TV, the new Google Pay app, some RCS news, a little bit Galaxy S21 news, and Osom, the not AWESOME. We're talking OSOM, the new company from all the essential folks, sans Andy Rubin, which is a good thing. So we got some stuff to talk about. We do have trivia. Trivia is back once again. This week we're gonna give every trivia winner $10 of Google Play credit. If that's disappointing at all, free money, we will have more prizes in shows very shortly. We just kind of want to get back in the swing of things before we go all out. But just so you know, we have like some prizes coming from Lenovo to give you guys some stuff. We got some stuff. Holidays are approaching.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. So anyways, we do have trivia. We'll give everyone $10 of Google Play credit. It's a little Nexus edition trivia. Should be fun.
Yeah.
5 questions at the end of the show, 5 winners, just like old times. It's good to be back. So let's start with Google Photos though. So there's big Google Photos news that affects not only people on Android, affects people on iOS, affects people who own Google Pixel phones, some of them not yet, some of them it will. So let's recap here. On November 11th, geez, it was 9 days ago, so it was last week. So last week, Google says, look, Google Photos, we know we've given you unlimited storage of your high quality photos. We're going to take that perk away. So in other words, it's hard to say that it was the biggest draw to Google Photos because there are some, like Google Photos does other stuff, right? It has all these smarts built in where it organizes, it recognizes faces and places and all that stuff. But one of the big perks, probably the biggest, was the fact that you could just unlimited upload, backup everything from all of your devices to Google Photos. So that's going away next June 2021. The unlimited high quality is going away. It's going to now start counting against your free 15 gigs of Google account storage that Google gives you. So if you guys didn't know this, your Gmail account has 15 gig. And that 15 gig you share between not only your Gmail account, but Google Drive, and it will soon be Google Photos as well. There's some things there like all of your current library that's there. If that puts you over that 15 gig limit once we get there, that still stays and things like that. There are some other situations though where they could start deleting your data if you're not using certain things from Drive, and it's a very confusing, unfortunate situation. And of course, Google will let you fix all that by just subscribing to one of their Google One plans. What do those start at? Like $3? What's the cheapest one? Like $3, $2, maybe
I
it's
want to say it's
$2.
like $2 for 150 gigs or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like $2 will get you storage, and I know that's unfortunate because you've not been paying, and now you might have to pay. So there are a couple of exclusions here. The Pixel phones from Pixel 1 up through Pixel 5, so that includes all the A series. They still get to have unlimited high quality for life, as far as we know. That said, if there's a Pixel 5a and a Pixel 6 next year, they won't count. They won't be in that group. They will get limited, high quality, all of that stuff. So we started with the Pixel phones right at original unlimited quality, right? Original photo quality, unlimited, and then that got taken away like with the Pixel 3a, I think. And so now then we're on to high quality. Anyways, it's very confusing times. People are mad. I think rightfully so a little bit. Do you pay for Google One? Like, if you already had to do that? Like, I know I had to. I have, because of Gmail and some other stuff, I had to. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have so much stuff in my Google Drive and all that, and the fact that
yeah,
it's one storage. What I do appreciate is that it's one storage account across all of Google's services, so at least that's kind of easy to manage. But yeah, I've been paying for storage for quite some time now. I was actually just looking to see how much I have, and currently I'm at 79 gigs of 130. So yeah, I mean, I need to keep continuing to purchase storage because I have so many pictures on there. I mean, I was dating all the way back to when Google Photos started, just a ton. So, and I don't want to like get rid of anything. I don't even want to have to worry about it. So I'd rather just have to pay. They suckered me. They got me. They got me on the old bait and switch. So thankfully, I have been uploading in kind of just high quality. I didn't really care to have sort of that original quality. I don't need all that many pixels in there, so it's still disappointing. But I mean, like I did a post, a follow up, talking about if you don't already have Google Play Opinion rewards, kind of that free money coming in
that's
for
right.
Google Play credit, now's the time to do it because anytime you leave the house, go grocery shopping, go to Target, do whatever it is you do, Google will just send you a quick little survey about your visit. You answer that, get a few cents here and there. That all adds up. And so I've had the Google Play Opinion rewards, that money paying for my storage for quite, a few months now at least. So, I mean, really, it's free. Like, I've been having free storage. So if you're not already signed up, do that. Enjoy some free money. Get yourself fixed up and do that. Yeah.
It's actually an incredible tip. Like, you can just have it paid for free. I didn't even know you could do that. When you wrote that up, I was like, I had no idea that you could set your opinion rewards money as your like default payment option. And so
Right.
I've thought about it, but I think we spend it all on like rentals and crap like that. So I feel like my balance always just dips too low. Yeah, it looks like I'm paying for the 200 gig, which is $299 a month, and I've used 95 gig because I still upload everything in full quality. Like I because I think all my early photos were when Google was letting me do that for free. I just kind of kept doing it. And yeah, I have 86 gig worth of photos. So yeah, I've been I'm like you. I've been paying for it for a while just because I got over. I mean, what was it? It was like we were limited at some point, and so because my Gmail account is so old and all of my photos that yeah, I'm paying for 200 gig. A lot of people jumped up to 2 TB, which is $9.99 a month, and you get a bunch of free perks. I feel like that 2 TB thing is what Google really wants everyone at. That's $10 a month. Like right now, they'll give you a free Nest Mini if you sign up for that. But I feel like there's been a lot of perks. Like you get the new VPN access from the Google One app. There's like a VPN service built in, but you have to be at 2 TB for that. So, anyways,
2 terabytes.
it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I definitely do not need that yet. Maybe in a couple of years or something.
Well, if we were putting like our videos in the cloud or
Yeah, which I
something,
know.
maybe, but no, I'd much rather, I don't want to rely on the cloud to store precious data like that. So.
Yeah. If you were putting a bunch of videos, I could see that, but yeah, I don't. The crazy thing is, I feel like this impacts so many people that everyone is rightfully freaking out a little bit. Like my sister-in-law the other day. So I took a bunch of pictures of my brother and sister-in-law and niece and their dog, like some kind of family pictures. I'm not a photographer, by the way. But they just asked me because they know I have camera equipment. So anyway, like I said, I'll edit these a little bit and post them in like a Google Photos folder for you and send that over. And my and my sister-in-law was like, yeah, but you have a limit, and isn't the limit like going away and all? Like she was well aware. And she's an
Whoa.
iPhone user and all this stuff. And she was like telling me like, yeah, but isn't that going to use up all? And I was like, nah, you're good. It's on my account. I have, like
Plenty.
I pay for storage. It'll totally be fine. But even she was aware. So like it is a pretty big deal. Everyone is using it because of all of that free unlimited storage. So pretty big change. I've seen a bunch of articles and stuff on what should you use in place of Google Photos. Is there really another service you should use though over Google Photos?
No, and someone recommended Amazon Photos. Like, yeah, I mean, sure, because they still offer unlimited, but there's no way you could get me onto Amazon's photo service. I don't know. There's something about Amazon. I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I get it. It's an alternative by all means. It's
Is
just not
it
for me
is it
personally.
do they limit the quality on that too? I actually haven't looked at what Amazon does. I thought I
I
looked at
don't
one
know.
point and I didn't feel like it was enough storage, but maybe if you have Prime, I have no idea. Yeah, not free
Well,
unlimited
apparently,
videos,
yeah,
photos.
Ben Jacob says Amazon is lame, not free, unlimited video, just photos. I mean, that kind of sucks, I guess, but
Yeah.
I was just gonna kind of look real quick because I don't even know. I think when they launched Amazon Photos, I might have checked it out, but that's about it.
Yeah. But I just feel like there's so many benefits from photos. Again, the organization, the tagging of people's faces, searching for things, the timelines, all of that stuff, and the fact that I already have however many years worth of photos in there. As Nick mentioned, love my Nest Hub streaming all the pictures. Like, yeah, like those things, those connections. I'm going to use photos
Mm-hmm.
because I want to see that on things like Nest Hubs. Yes.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be tough. I think people are so mad they were like, "I'm leaving this service now." But
Where are you gonna go,
if we
bro?
calm down for a second, I think it's probably gonna be the service everyone sticks with. Yeah, I
So
mean,
real quick,
Bertzer says,
sorry,
okay, go for it.
Amazon Photos offers unlimited full resolution photo storage plus 5 gigs of
Okay,
video storage for Prime members. All
okay,
other customers just get 5 gigs for both photo and video.
okay.
So hey, I mean, unlimited full res photo storage it's kind of nice.
That's pretty good. That is
But
pretty
how's
good.
the app though? Like, I mean, how the app needs to be good, right?
I
Because
have
the
no
Google
idea.
Photos app and the way it's integrated into all my other services is very nice, right? Plus, it's the default thing on my
Yeah.
Pixel 5. It's like the gallery. So,
Do I make
eh.
the switch? Do I take one for the team and switch to Amazon Photos?
Well, yeah, give us a review at least, something.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I will probably look more into that though, because if it is unlimited original quality, that's pretty good until they take that
That's
away.
nice.
Until they take that away as well. I guess I'm just so invested, and Google probably did this on purpose, right? They knew when they
Oh
launched it as
yeah.
free unlimited that at
Oh.
some point that was going to change. And so we're all locked in and we'll all end up paying. I mean, look, a lot of people probably aren't going to hit that limit. Like especially people in the chat with us right now, we're all phone people. We take lots of pictures. We store everything on Google. And so we might hit the limit. But a lot of people were just casually taking pictures and using Google Photos. It might be a while. And they said they're going to do their best to warn you about it, tell you how to clean stuff up if you need to, tell you how long it might be until you hit your free 15 gigs and all of that stuff. So a lot of you probably do have some time. I mean, I'm already over the limit, so I'm screwed anyway. I'm going to be paying for life. But Bertzer says, why not run basically a backup hard drive, like say at home or something? That is an option, but a lot of people maybe don't know how to set that up, and there is an initial investment in that. And then, just to be honest here, what if that fails and you lose just absolutely everything? Whereas in the
Mm-hmm.
cloud, it's there
Yeah.
forever. I have seen people suggest that, like they're like, make the early investment and then just keep stacking more drives on and filling those up. I think that could be a thing. Axel says Dropbox. I feel like Dropbox is either more expensive or yeah. Because I was paying
Kind
for
of forgot
Dropbox for a
Dropbox.
while, and then I just kind of quit and was like, I'm not using this for anything. So no. I think Google Photos is still probably the best option. So
Damn dog.
all right.
Before we dive into anything, I wanted to say had a donation from
Jeez, we did.
Andrew Edens. $10 dono, huge bomb. Thank you so much. He said, "Sup, boys? Glad to have you back. We are happy to be back. Thank you very much for the donation."
Thank you, Andrew. I did see that. Sorry. We switched platforms for streaming, so we don't have the notifications that pop up anymore at this moment. So I did miss that. That's my bad. Thank you, Andrew, for the donation. All right. Shall we move on? Google Photos. There's only so much you can say about Google Photos. Like, you're either going to pay,
It's disappointing,
or you're going to switch to Amazon, who will probably ask you to pay at some point, or you're probably just going to stick with Google Photos. It just sucks that you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. All right, let's talk phones for a second. So again, we reviewed a bunch of stuff in the last couple of months. OnePlus 8T kind of kicked it off. Then there was Pixel 5, Pixel 4a, 5G, Sony Xperia 5 Mark II, LG Wing. We both have used the Z Fold 2. The only thing we haven't really used is the S20 FE. But look, I think you guys probably know all there is to know about the FE without us telling you anything about it. There's been a lot of phones. But we're at the point now, we're kind of done reviewing phones for the year, unless something weird comes out, but almost nothing comes out between now and, like mid-January, even February. So it's funny because I think we're both kind of settled into the same thing. We wanted the Z Fold 2 so badly. So we went down that road and splurged for that. So we both have a Z Fold 2, but then right when we got that, all these other phones came out. So we kind of had to take a break for it. And then the Pixel 5 came out and all these other phones. And I feel like, we're both kind of right there, right?
I'm dual wielding, man. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what I'm doing, right? If I'm chilling on the couch, it's Fold 2 time. If I'm outside, gotta have the Pixel 5. So
I mean, it's kind of where we're both at. Although I've spent a lot of time on the Pixel 5 lately. The Z Fold 2 is a ridiculously amazing device. $2,000 is stupid expensive. It's amazing. My only problem there is it just gets a little heavy sometimes, and it is clunky when I'm walking around the house and casual shorts. Like, it's a heavy ass phone. Like, it's
like it pulls, like when you're wearing just basketball shorts and they're not tightened, they start slipping and you're like, oh, son of a, I need to start growing a thicker gut.
Yes.
Same problem.
But the Pixel 5 there's been this evolution of my sort of thought and feelings towards it. If you remember a few shows back, right before I dropped the review on it, I didn't have very many good things to say. I was pretty down on it, and I was already over the Baby Yoda color and all that. So I was and then I spent another week with it after that show, and it started kind of growing on me. And then we dropped the review, and I didn't have like unending praise for it. I had pointed out all these flaws, and then I think another week went by, and I just all of a sudden started really liking it. It just started fitting perfectly into life. And maybe that's because I started getting out of the house more. I'm not really sure, but there's like the perfect size of it, right? It's one-handed phone. There's this lightness to the body, and maybe it's just such a contrast coming from the Z Fold 2. But the camera, I know I can trust. I know there's nothing special about it anymore, but the camera's still great, and I can trust that. The software experience I like. But the battery life too is just, you really never have to worry about battery life on that phone. Sometimes I've just left it sitting on a desk for a day and come back to it and it still has 60%. Then I just grab it and use it for the rest of that day and it just lasts. So there's been this weird evolution of my feelings towards it. At first I didn't really care. I just thought it was going to go away and be nothing. And now I use it all the time. And then I mix in Z Fold 2. But you sound like you're probably using Fold 2 more because you're at home.
Well, I would say I'm using the Pixel 5 more, and really, like, I think it's more of like just a convenience thing. Like, it's small, right? And it's compact. It's easy just to, if I do need to leave the house, it's quick to just take it with. And plus, it's been raining so much more. So this phone is obviously a safer bet, if you're going to leave the house for anything. And even just having it in the kitchen, I don't have to worry about spilling water on it. Like, I don't care when I'm making dinner. I can just open up YouTube, pop down like a video, and start making dinner. With the Fold 2, I have to be a bit more conscientious about where I'm placing it because, if I get anything on it, it's going to be a bit more tricky to clean it off. So it's just sort of You just have to be aware of how you're using the Fold 2. Whereas the
Yeah.
Pixel 5, you just use it and abuse it. I've dropped this thing quite a few
Oh,
times.
really?
Holy moly. Don't have to worry about the backs freaking shattering into 1,000
Yeah.
pieces because of this recycled aluminum. It's really great. I've been really liking the Pixel 5. So, I mean, it would probably be, if I could kind of morph these phones and have like a single phone of the year, it would like probably be these two, like as a tie, just because they do different things, right? So, hard to say.
It is hard to say. The nice thing, well, you know, we're pretty spoiled in the fact that we get to play with both of these phones. But yeah, it's been a nice,
Yeah.
kind of mix to go between the two. I even pulled out the 8T for a little while this week. The 8T is still a really great phone, but the battery life on it is not as good as the Pixel 5. And so I pretty quickly was like, you know, I'm back to kind of looking at battery percentages, which I don't really want to do. So that's kind of where we're at, I think. I mean, the LG Wing, you didn't seem to have a lot of fun with that. I think like the point is, if you want to watch a lot of video, maybe it's great.
No.
The Sony
Not
Xperia
even that.
5 Mark II you really liked. Like, you guys should
Now
go
that
read Tim's
phone-
review on the Sony, yeah, because you really liked that, right?
That phone was pretty sweet. Unfortunately, Sony wanted it back, and I was like, I wasn't gonna be rude and just like say no, it's mine now. So I sent it back. But that phone was really nice. You know, the display was really nice. The camera experience was great. The software was just fine. I have to like go back and kind of read it myself too, because now that it's been so long, I'm like, oh yeah, what did I like about that phone? Oh yeah, look at this thing. It was all like, the hardware was super nice. Like, Sony did a really good job. Display, the software, battery life was good, camera good. I mean, what was bad about it? Come on, I'm trying to go down in the review to see what I didn't like. Okay, so fingerprint reader, sure. I still don't like if you look
Side-mounted.
at the side of the device, it's just filled with a ton of freaking buttons, man.
That's right.
There's a Google Assistant button, a camera shutter button, the volume rocker button, the side-mounted fingerprint reader that doubles as the power button, which for me, I really don't like, because sometimes when I'm if I'm outside or I quickly glance at my phone and I hit the power button to turn the display off as I put it back in my pocket, the fingerprint reader is so good that it unlocks, and then I'm like putting the unlocked phone in my pocket, like, eh. Other than that, great device. It didn't have 5G connectivity, but I
Who
don't
cares,
care.
right?
I think
Yeah.
5G is a lie.
It is.
Other than that, it's a great phone. You know, if you're into Sony phones, and shout out to Birdser, like Birdser, if you're looking for a new upgrade, man, the Mark II, pretty sweet, pretty sweet.
Wait, Birdsir, if you're still here, do you actually own a Sony phone though right now, or have you switched to something else? Because I see you talking pixels.
So the Pixel 5 is the Pixel 3 with a bigger battery, he says. Yeah, I don't know. He says I've been right. So yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get the Sony phone, if you want something totally different,
Oh, he's on Pixel.
you might as well just get the Sony phone, man. It's something different.
how's
So
battery life?
non-rev guy, how's battery life? It was good. Allow me to go back here. So it looks
It's
like
been
I
a
was
couple
averaging
weeks
between.
since we've talked
So
about
it
any
is
of
a
this stuff.
smaller, right? It's a smaller device, so that's something to think about. The battery isn't huge. However, I was getting 3 to 5 hours of screen on time. Oh, and also it has the 120 hertz display. Oh man, that's right. It was just so smooth. Like the whole entire experience. It was so fast coming from, I forget what I even had. Oh, maybe it was like coming from the Pixel 4a 5G, which would really explain, because that phone obviously limited to 60 hertz, and then jumping to a Sony display with the 120. Boy, it was nice.
Robert
Yeah.
asked, Mark 1, Mark 2, or 5? The 5 Mark II, the newest one, the small-ish.
The Xperia 5 II Mark II.
Yeah.
And they did have an XL version, except it was just the Xperia 5. Or was that the Xperia 1? No, it's got to be the Xperia 5.
I don't even know.
And then
I can't
the
keep track
Mark
of that
II
one.
is the smaller guy. Pretty much the worst naming scheme in the world, but
Yeah.
that's Sony. No big deal. It's a really good phone. I mean,
it's
if you
just
got a
because
thousand
that's how they
bucks,
name their cameras, right? Like whenever they come out with the new
right?
cameras and that.
Xperia Mark II. Oh no, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I just don't know. All I know is I haven't touched any of them besides the X5 or the Xperia 5 Mark II, and that's a great phone. So,
I almost thought we lost you there for a second. We had a
oh no.
slight internet cutout, and it dropped you
Uh,
like into a small corner, and then now you're back. You're
oh,
back.
thank goodness. Whew.
You're back.
Uh, well, everything's fine on my side, so I'm just
Yeah,
talking about Sony phones.
it was probably Skype. I'm gonna blame Skype on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nobody
no,
puts Tim in the
yeah,
corner.
you
Thank you,
shrunk
Frank.
like into the corner for like you like went and went like robot voice, like the internet was dying or something, and then you
Oh
went to the corner.
no.
Yeah, everyone could still hear you. You just kind of like went into the corner, but you're back.
I was telling Kellen, like, real play, let's have a flashback to last show. Like, my power, I've lived in this spot for 5 years, and we've only ever lost power once. And because our power is underground, we don't have like the poles kind of running along. And I lost power for like 5, maybe 2 minutes
Yeah, it
even.
wasn't
But
very
I mean,
long.
yeah, but by then it was ruined, the whole vibe. But then that following weekend, it was really windy and stuff, and apparently someone hit a pole a few blocks down, and we lost power for the entire day. So it's very rare that I lose power, but of course when I do, it's when I'm filming the Droid Life
When
Show.
we're doing the
So
show. Yeah.
yeah,
Bertram says, Tim, would you go Pixel 5 over Mark II? Like, let's say you had both sitting on the desk, you didn't have to send that 5 back.
I don't. Well, I guess what I like about the Pixel 5 is obviously I think I like this hardware
I like it a
more.
lot now, yeah.
Yeah. But the overall experience probably better on the Sony phone. Like there's just more versatility, I suppose, with the different cameras. It's a really good phone. The battery life is better on this. I mean, this just does everything I need to, and it's less expensive. So I feel like I would just go Pixel 5 plus the fingerprint reader on the back. I mean, I'm
We
back, baby.
we,
Like
we
I'm
kind of
I'm
talk a
a Pixel
lot
fanboy.
about the nailing basics. We talk, that's like one of those things I feel like in reviews where we look at, does it do some of these things great? And the Pixel 5, I know everyone thinks it's overpriced, and it probably is by still 50 or $100. But the battery life is so freaking good on it. And then it has a good camera, and then the software is excellent because it's just Google's flavor. So like those three things, and I know like the rest of the specs package is not where other phones are, like the 8T and
Right.
the FE, but it kind of the like battery, camera, software are they're kind of that sweet spot, and the battery is just really really good. So it's one of those phones that it's still going to be hard to just tell everyone to run out and buy it because 700, it still feels like you're paying a little too much, but it's pretty good. It doesn't have the best display. The performance is not the best. The camera process is fairly slow, which drives me nuts at times. But if you're not taking 1,000 pictures a day, and
Right.
you are fine with like a slight hiccup here and there, and you don't game, the Pixel 5 is going to be a pretty damn good phone. I love the fact that there's no glass on the back. And
Yep.
the wireless charging thing is a nice bonus, but like just the fact that they didn't put glass all over the back is one of those things that I just cannot be happy enough about. The Pixel 5 is a weird phone. I like it. I still don't know
It
them
is
to tell
weird.
everyone to go buy it.
Yeah, and like everyone, I see this comparison a lot, Pixel 5 or the OnePlus 8T. And that's tough. I mean, thankfully we did a whole post kind of dedicated to it, like, hey, you should buy
Yeah.
the 8T if, or you should buy the Pixel 5 if. So I highly recommend you go read that. I can actually link it down in the chat for you. But I would say, I mean, I've never touched the 8T. I know you really like the 8T. You said it was
It's a really
OnePlus's
good phone.
best phone
It
yet.
is for sure.
I don't believe. I have a hard time believing that just because it seems so boring. Like it's another OnePlus phone. Eh.
It is. The thing about the 8T is because the 8 Pro kind of set them on another level. Like the OnePlus 8 Pro, because they finally had a good camera in a phone. The 8 Pro put them on this level where they've been trying to get to. And the 8T, while a slight step back in the camera, the 8T has a flat display and the display is not massive. And so you get the performance, and the battery, the 65-watt charging is insane. Just it's like a complete package. The only issue with the AT is what the issue always with OnePlus phones is the camera's just slightly crappier than everyone else. But yeah, I would say the OnePlus AT is their best. And speaking of that, someone asked me earlier, what if I wasn't impressed by AT battery life. The AT battery life is good. I didn't mean it to say like it's bad. It's good. It's just not Pixel 5 level. And there are very few that are Pixel 5 level, is where I was going with that.
Yeah. Flossorelli says, Tim, how can Oppo AT be more boring than a Pixel? Dude, I don't know. Probably because it doesn't come in this sweet aluminum baby Yoda color. And that might just be the only reason. There's something about this phone that kind of it's kind of like almost a throwback in my mind. You know, like it's got the rear facing fingerprint reader. It just works. And I'm sure the AT is great. If you buy the AT, you're probably going to love it. So no, it's just a personal preference thing, as there's no real logic behind it.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where we're at on phones. I think we're both using the Fold 2 because we're still, the world's about to lock down again. So it'll be great to continue to have that as the ultimate couch phone. The Pixel 5, though, I think I've called it sort of a tool phone, like a utility, like a tool on numerous occasions. And I still feel that way. It's the phone that you can grab and go, and you don't have to worry about it because it's not all glass and fragile. And if you needed to do stuff like take pictures or whatever, or use Assistant or whatever, it's a good size. You can stash it wherever. It's kind of that perfect on-the-go person phone that doesn't want to necessarily worry about having this like piece of jewelry tech or whatever that you might have to baby. So anyway, I think that's kind of where we're at.
I think it also proves that there's just a lot of choices, and not just for the middle of the road folks, but there's choices for the people who can splurge on phones. There's a lot of choices for people for looking for phones on a budget too. And I talked about this recently, but just the fact that a couple of years ago it seemed like a race to the top, right? Who can have the most expensive device with all the latest specs? And now people are realizing, well, maybe we don't want to spend $1,000 plus on every smartphone. So companies are kind of racing not to the bottom, but to the best value. And I think that's, it's obviously great for the consumers. So, 2020 has been good for phones. There's a lot of good really choices. There was a lot of mishaps.
At all price points, but.
Right. There was a couple of people missed the mark, like Microsoft and LG, but that's okay. What do we expect? That's.
Maybe one day LG will turn it on around.
They'll figure it out. Maybe once they hire, us to run the damn place, they might figure it out. But
that's right. They need to do that. All right. That might be enough phone talk. I think so. All right. Let's talk. Let's switch then just for a minute though and talk about the Chromecast with Google TV, because we didn't have a chance to talk about it on that last show where we had all those issues. So. And we can even be sort of brief, but I just feel like this device, because of the price point, it's going to be such a good option for so many people during the holiday season. If you have a TV that's not a smart TV, or it's one of those that runs like a garbage skin from whoever made your TV, and you were like, well, maybe I want Android TV on some level. This device gives it to you for $50. And, you also get a really nice little mini remote with it, with Google Voice and or Google Assistant and all that. So anyway, you reviewed this thing. It's the Chromecast with Google TV. I know it has a stupid name, but your sort of thoughts on, like, is this one of those no-brainer things that everyone should probably just buy if they don't have some sort of smart TV already?
Yeah, not only for just, people who want to upgrade their TVs, but if you're a YouTube TV subscriber as well.
That's right.
Absolute no-brainer. The fact that it has a built-in channel guide is so amazing. I mean, just the fact that I can go to a dedicated layout for it and not have to go inside the YouTube TV app and then go to another page, because when you open the YouTube TV app, it does not go to a guide. It goes to like your home page with
they need to
watch now or jump back in.
They should let you actually pick, now that you bring that up.
Totally
They should let
agree.
you pick to have the guide instead of that home page. Anyway.
Yeah. So the fact that, maybe obviously Google doesn't want to do it because they want to hype their own service. And I was going to think like, oh, well, maybe if they integrated or allowed other providers to work in their guides to that page too, then it could be a great product for everybody and not just Google and YouTube TV subscribers. But whatever, man, those people can go buy something else. It's not my problem. I'm a YouTube TV subscriber, so I want the YouTube TV channel guide. So I'm still using my Chromecast with Google TV. However, I know for a fact you don't like it. You hate the little dinky remote that snaps in your hand when you try and pick it up. And you also you didn't like
Such a
I
hater
think
of
just the
everything.
overall just vibe of it. You're more of a Shield guy.
Yeah, so I have lots of thoughts about the Chromecast
Right.
and Google TV. I feel like I'm probably not the typical person, which is why I've kind of avoided not just trashing on it, because I don't think it's a bad product. I'm just so used to Android TV that I'm stuck in my ways of how normal Android TV works versus this new Google TV thing. So yeah, my issues are, well, the remote it's a pretty nice remote. It's just tiny and slippery
It's
and like I've already figured out like the button situation, so I'm good there, but it's tiny. Like using the little D-pad and the middle button to click on everything, I still find myself hitting the down instead of the middle or whatever. Like the remote's just tiny, whatever, right? That's just something stupid to complain about. My issue, yeah, was with the UI. And
Mm.
and again, could be specific to my use case, but like my wife and I, we use Google Play Movies for a lot. Like we bought a lot of digital movies that are all stored there in Google Play Movies. And we also used to use it regularly to go through and see like what new movies are out this week, because they have this dedicated section. Like here's what's new to rent this week. Here's the new movies. And so when they got rid of the Google Play Movies app and turned it into Google TV and this UI, they kind of took away the sort of like workflow that we used on it. And so now finding new movies, it pulls from Amazon and all these other sources. And one of the things it does is pull from YouTube TV, what it says are new movies, which all that means is they're just new movies on YouTube TV, which they're probably old movies. So there was just some things like that, like getting to our library, like the library page was annoying, things like that. But again, this is just like how I use Android TV. And so the UI I don't love. But what I did like is what you just said. The YouTube TV integration is almost better than the YouTube TV app, which is kind of crazy to think.
Mm.
And I've gotten used to it. I still have it hooked up on a monitor that I put it in my garage. So I actually have the thing hooked up in my garage of all places. So I still use it a little bit. It's fine. I just prefer the regular Android TV UI. That's all. It's just a UI thing. I like the old style versus the new. And I hope they don't force the new style on Shield TV. And I'm kind of worried they're gonna next year. So yeah. But at 50 bucks, come on. Like, remember when the first Chromecast was introduced? It was 35 bucks. And then a couple years later, we got the Chromecast Ultra, which is 65 bucks. This thing is 50. Those things didn't have a UI to them or a remote. And those were their price. This thing is 50 bucks, has a full new UI, Android TV experience, and a remote with voice capability. It's one of the better products that Google has released, just because what you get for the price is just kind
What's
of
the
unmatched.
value?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I do miss the power. I mean, just the sheer power and force of the CPU and GPU processing power of the Shield.
Yeah.
I mean, performance is just better. But at the same time, do I really need it if all I'm doing is kind of just scrolling through Netflix? Like, because I'm not doing any of the
And
gaming,
it still
right?
runs pretty
Like,
damn good. I mean,
it's
still
fine
pretty
for 50
smooth, yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said something in here. Someone said you can use the Shield remote and pair that to the Google TV.
Can you really? I haven't tried that. That's tempting.
Yeah. If you're talking about pairing the Shield remote to the Chromecast with Google TV and I don't have to use the little Chromecast TV remote, link me like how to do it, like either on Twitter or right here in the chat, because
yes, but
he says yes, but the shortcut buttons are only working.
You mean like the Netflix button? Because I hate that.
Because that's
Netflix
fine.
button.
I hate that thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's great. Yeah, man. Link away. That'd be awesome. Because I don't really like. I mean, that's like one of my main takeaways too, right? The remote's no good, and maybe the performance could use a little bump. But other than that, I think it's a great experience.
It's such a great little buy, yeah. And
It
then
knows what I want to watch, which I appreciate. Like I'll turn on, it's like every Sunday morning, I freaking turn on the TV and it knows I want to watch Red Zone. It's like here, the first thing it shows me is NFL Red Zone. I'm like, okay, let's get it on 10 a.m. Here we go.
see, and that's one of those things that, and again, it's just the way I use a smart TV. I don't need constant recommendations, and this thing is like the ultimate recommendation overload
That's
machine.
all it is.
Yeah, it's just everywhere's like, here's some recommendations for this genre and this one and this one, and I'm just going, no, I just give me a section where it tells me where new things are, and I'll just look through that. Not that I've seen everything, but one of the things most TV apps do, like Netflix, HBO Max, all of those specific, Disney Plus, whatever, all of those specific apps, they have their own recommendation services built into them. So if I go, let's just see what's on Netflix, I open Netflix and it already has all the sections I need to find new or whatever. And I know that's just within Netflix. Google TV, like putting that stuff all together in this jumbled mess, I just don't want that. Like if I want to find something new to watch, I'll be like, well, what's new on HBO Max? And I'll just go to that. So some people might want it all just thrown at them on the home screen. I just don't. That's all. It doesn't do recent apps. Yeah, it doesn't do that, which pisses me off too. Like the double tap on home.
Yes.
It doesn't do that.
Yes.
It should do that.
It's
I don't
so
know why
weird.
it does that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
we'll just have to agree to
one of the things
disagree.
that's going to be cool with it though is this idea that Nest Audio might work with it soon, right? And so you might be able to hook up potentially 2 speakers, have a little stereo.
A nice little stereo home theater action, and those speakers are good.
Yeah, you have a couple. Speaking of reviews, Tim reviewed Nest Audio also. If you guys want to read that review.
Yeah, I've been the busiest person in tech, man.
You have done a lot of reviews in the last like 2 months. It's kind of been wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's apparently coming. So you get the $50 Chromecast Google TV, and if you buy like these 2 packs of Nest Audios, you can get for as cheap as like $170, I think. Pair those up with it, you get sound. It could be good stuff.
Yeah, and people talk about side loading Stadia on it. I mean, there's a lot you can do with a $50 little dongle.
Because that I don't get. Why is Stadia not on their own little Android? I guess the Stadia is not really on Android TV though. That's the problem, right? Like you can't have Stadia on Shield yet unless you weirdly sideload or something. So I guess that's not ready yet, but it seemed like it should have launched with Stadia. Maybe even as the exclusive first Android TV thing to work with Stadia or something. And maybe it will be, but that seems like a missed opportunity there for them to continue to push Stadia.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is like Stadia's dying breath, basically. They're trying so hard to get anyone and everyone on it. I mean, they're giving away $99 bundles of the controller and Chromecast Ultra to every YouTube Premium subscriber. That's got to be millions of people. They're like, please, God, take Stadia. And they're still giving it away. If you pre-order Cyberpunk 2077, they'll give you a freaking Stadia Premiere bundle. I mean, Stadia now is not the time to jump onto Stadia and buy games into that service, because there's just no way it's going to be around much longer. Personal opinion. I don't have any inside scoop, but there's no way.
Does that Premiere bundle come with free Stadia Pro?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like the Founders Edition came with 3 months free.
3 months. Yeah.
I can't remember the Premiere, but what I was going to say is you should almost though get that and sign up for like 1 month, because I swear there's like 25 games or something right now that you can claim as a part of Pro that, add to your account. And then once your subscription expires, you can't play those. But if you ever want to pay, then you can add those again. But anyway. Yeah,
I'm not going to stream like Cyberpunk 2077, the most highly anticipated game of 2020. I'm not going to stream it from the cloud and have some janky experience. Are you kidding me?
See, and I pre-ordered it on there just so I can finally use my Stadia controller.
Well, good for you. I suppose.
And they're going to give me another bundle too. I figure I can just give it away on the site. Yeah, because if you pre-ordered it, so like Tim mentioned, they're running this promo a week ago where if you pay for YouTube Premium, you got a free bundle. And I hope everyone took advantage of that, because it's a $100 deal. But yeah, if you pre-order Cyberpunk, they're giving away another free bundle. And I was like, look, I have all these Stadia controllers now. I might as well. And it looks like a casual enough game that's like a couch playing game where I
Hmm.
went, I'll just give Stadia one more try and I'll play Cyberpunk on it. And so I actually did pre-order, so I'll get another bundle. I'll be that guy that's gonna do that.
But
We'll
then
see.
you have to like pay for the Stadia subscription too, or are they
No.
allowing? Okay,
No, because Cyberpunk, like you can still like Stadia is
you
still
own it, yeah.
free.
Because once you
Yeah,
own
and then
it,
if you
yeah.
buy it, you can just play it whenever. I don't think though. I probably don't get it in like 4K and some other things or something, right? Unless you have Pro, but I can still play it. So we'll see. Well, if
Yeah,
that game
Nick.
ever launches, I'll let you know.
Okay, Nick Fisher in the chat says the Stadia controller is nice. Totally,
It is a
props
nice
to the
controller.
Stadia team. It's a great controller. What I like is just plugging it via USB-C into my phone and playing other games with that controller because the controller's sweet,
It's
no
got
doubt
good
about it.
vibrations and stuff. It is
Great
a nice controller.
vibration.
Yeah.
It's very ergonomical. Yeah, good controller.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on quickly to the other big Google news. Actually, you know what? There's a dono, and we had some other donos earlier. We need to get back to those. So the Phone Buzz crew dropped $10 and said Tim's hourly rate. Appreciate that dono. Mystical
What's my
Melissa,
rate?
$10 apparently, $9.99.
Oh my.
Mystical Melissa dipped a while ago, but dropped $5 and said, "Gotta run. Hope you all have a fantastic week and happy Thanksgiving." Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Melissa. Hopefully, you can roll back the tape here and see that we thanked you for that. Sorry that we missed you on that earlier. Thank you for the $5. And I never remember how to say the name. Is it Zocatl Sandoval?
I think I'll just go Sandoval.
Let's go. Okay, it's just Sandoval. $2 said, "Can we use Stadia on our computers for gaming?" As far as I know, you should be able to. I mean, you can if you're playing on Stadia, you can use the controller with Stadia. But yeah, I haven't tried to play a non-Stadia game with it on a computer. But you should be able to, right?
Can you use Stadia on our computers? But I don't get it. Like, can you use you can use a Chromebook to play Stadia? You can use Mac. Like I use my
yeah, he's not saying
MacBook
the
like
controller.
via.
He's just saying in general.
Yeah. Can you
like
use
that's
it?
one of the
Yeah,
big
that's
things
the
of
point.
Stadia is that you can
Yeah,
play it
you
on
can use it
any
anywhere.
screen. Yeah, any computer, Chromebook, Mac, PC, whatever. You just fire it up and play. If that's what you mean, yes, you can play it anywhere. If you can use the controller on computers for gaming, like outside of Stadia, that I don't know, but I would assume so. They haven't like locked the controller to only be with Stadia. I don't think so.
No.
All right, I hope we answered that. Thanks for the $2.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about Google Pay. So this week, Google launched a brand new Google. How many Google Pay apps have we had? You know, because we had Google Wallet, and then remember Google Wallet became Google Pay and Google Pay Wallet or something. Remember there was like two separate apps at one point, where one was like a person-to-person app, and then one was Google Pay, and then we had Android Pay in there too. I forgot about that. And then
There was Android Pay, then G Pay, then Google Pay, now the new Google Pay.
Yeah, it was Wallet, Android Pay.
Oh, Wallet, that's right.
Yeah, Wallet was the first. So it was Wallet, Android Pay, and then it became Google Pay, but there was two different apps. They split it, and then they brought it all back under one Google Pay, and now we have a whole new Google Pay app. Oh yeah, Send and Receive, that's what it was called. Google Wallet, or was it Google Pay Send and Receive? Whatever it was the silliest name ever.
A freaking nightmare.
Yeah. And so now we have another one. So this one, like, you're not going to update to this one, and it's just going to give you the new UI. It's a whole new app you have to install. And in your old Google Pay, it'll say, "Hey, do you want to check out the new Google?" It's just this whole thing. Anyway, the new Google Pay app seems pretty slick. So instead of just being kind of your transactional payment app with a little bit of send and receive action on one side of it, now they're trying to make it this all around financial management app in a way. I mean, we're not like trading stocks on the thing. This isn't Robinhood or whatever. But what it does do, it has like the business side where you'll get offers from retailers and you can earn rewards and all that. And then it has the payment side where you can add your cards to still do NFC payments and all that. And then there is the send and receive stuff where you can send money to friends and split bills and all of that, and you can just message people on it. It's like a whole nother messaging app. And then there's this new part where you can attach your bank accounts, so it'll kind of keep track of like what you're spending each month, how much money you have to spend. It'll put all your transactions in there, and then eventually Google's going to open up not their own banking service, but They're going to let you sign up for banks in this new service they're calling Plex. And yes, we're talking Plex, not the streaming service, but the same name. They're calling it Plex, and you can attach like the Stanford Federal Credit Union is one of the first ones. And so is Citigroup, and there's going to be more. And you can get like a special Google card through them to pay, and it'll filter into this. So it's this fully featured financial app. It seems pretty nice. I mean, I haven't attached my bank accounts to it or anything. I don't really feel like I need to do that. But it'll send you reports, and your spending habits and things like that. And you can search. It has the power of search. So you can find old transactions and all of that stuff. It's quite the thing. Google Pay is one of those things I always set up, and I just use it to tap and pay things. So I don't know that I need all the extra stuff, but if you want it all in one place, it certainly has it now.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know. I have I used my like G Suite Google Apps account for Google Pay for the past 10 plus years or whatever. So all my stuff is in my Droid Life account. And so now I have to like start over with GPay because it doesn't allow for the Google Apps account.
The new one doesn't use. Oh, great.
No, I can't use my Droid Life account. So, and like I really don't like my email, my like personal email. I've always wanted to set up like Tim Robel at Gmail or even Timotato at Gmail, but I don't have that. Yeah. I have freaking Snortop89 at Gmail. It's something stupid. So it's like, hey, should I just like start totally clean? But like, oh man, I hate that. Yeah. No, I hate my life. I hate it. So, yeah.
You know what you need to do? Never use it. You know what you need to do though? If you want that, you use that personal account and you buy like your own domain through Google Domains for like $10 a year or whatever, right? And then it'll let you use an email alias within Google Domains. So then you could have like Tim at timiscool.com or whatever your domain is, right? And then that could be your email, and then it's attached to like a personal Gmail, so then it might work. That might be your workaround. Wow. So just go buy some cool domain. It's not really. Just go buy like some cool domain and never set the domain up, but just use the email alias thing they let you do.
Okay, GoDaddy.com.
Not GoDaddy. No, Google Domains.
Google Domains. Okay. Yeah. I thought you said I had to go buy like a freaking website.
Well, yeah, through Google Domains, you just have to buy a domain. Yeah.
Okay, I could do that.
And it'll attach. Anyway, that's how you could do it.
I like Timotato. I might as well stay on brand.
Just buy timotato.com, and then you can have Tim at timotato.com.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, we're good.
It might work. Oh, yeah, see, Daniel says he does exactly what I'm talking about, and it works. Yeah, see, there you go. Just do that. And then whatever your goofy Gmail is, now you can have Tim at timotato.com.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Look at that. We just figured that out right on air.
Hang in there while I set all this up.
Yeah, because you do it during the show. All right, so that's Google Pay. There's also Google Messages. Bertzer just gave you the rule. I don't think he's going to be able to buy Tim.com though. I'm assuming.
No, Tim.com I think is taken.
And it's probably $8,000 even or more. Google Messages news this week briefly. Google says the RCS rollout has finished globally. Everyone across the globe should have access to RCS and Google Messages. And maybe bigger news, though, they said they're going to start rolling out end-to-end encryption in RCS. So for privacy folks who are worried that, Google Messages have not been encrypted, they're going to start doing that. Over RCS, it's going to start with individual one-on-one conversations with someone, and the other person also has to have RCS or chat or whatever, and then they'll encrypt those. And that'll happen automatically. So as that rolls out, your stuff will just be encrypted. Is everyone using Google Messages RCS this month? I know you and I don't because we just have a weird setup, so we're not normal. But I'm curious if everyone is trying to use Google Messages RCS or if they just have gone with whatever their group of friends like WhatsApp and Telegram or whatever hell else is going on.
I forgot about RCS. I mean, that was like the freaking buzzword of the entire year a couple of years ago.
Yes, and I feel like a lot of people, they talk to people with iPhones, so they can't use it.
Yeah.
Instant, WhatsApp. Everyone else I text has an iPhone. Yeah, I feel like RCS is a good technology, I think. And I think it has an opportunity to be great. Oh, see, Kylo Tech says, yeah, force my friends to get Google Messages. There you go. So that's what it's going to take, I think, is you're going to have to tell all of your friends, but they all have to have Android phones too, because Google Messages is not on iOS, as far as I know. RCS is 10 years too late. It really is. It's tough. It's so hard because, again, I think it's good, but you have to convince everyone. Number one, you have to hope everyone has an Android phone. And then you have to tell them to use Google Messages, which they might do if they have an Android phone. But if you don't know people with Android, yeah, you're just kind of SOL. So anyway, that's big news for Messages, folks. Do you want to talk about Galaxy S21 for a minute?
Yeah, I would love to. There's a ton of stuff going on with it.
Yeah.
So we've seen new renders, or at least since the last time we did a show.
Yeah.
And the phone, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking this phone is kind of hot.
I think it looks
like
nice.
the camera module was like flush and built into the actual device. It's not some freaking thing that sticks off the phone like half an inch. So looking pretty good. Front looks pretty much like any other Galaxy device. Seems like all they really did was touch up the backside. But more importantly, we've got some specs, some rumored specs, and it's sounding kind of good. So the S21 and S21 Plus, they're in sort of a different category, I'd say, than the S21 Ultra. But each device is reported to have the latest Snapdragon 875 processor, or at least that's what we think it's called as of right now. So that'll be Qualcomm's latest, which will be announced next month. And
probably,
then we've got
that Snapdragon Summit.
Yeah, every year. And then although it's probably not in Hawaii this year because thank you, COVID. Rear cameras, we're talking 12 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel main, and 64 megapixel telephoto on both the S21 and S21 Plus. Then the S21 Ultra, it's got the 12 megapixel ultra wide, but then it has the second generation of their 108 megapixel main sensor. Apparently, space zoom is back with some 10x optical, 10 megapixel freaking thing. Space zoom sucks. I'm not a huge fan. All three phones should launch with Android 11, One UI 3.1, of course. Big batteries, 4,000 for the S21, 4,800 for the 21 Plus, and then a 5,000 milliamp hour battery for the S21 Ultra, which is just, it's beastie. 5G connectivity, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1. And they're coming in these new phantom colors, these reported phantom colors.
Cosmic, now it's phantom everything.
It's kind of hot. Like, I like the idea of phantom. And at least from the renders we've seen a black. We've seen like almost like a navy blue. I'm very interested to see what these colors are looking like. Right now, they're labeled as phantom violet, phantom pink, phantom gray, and phantom white. Plus, there's also phantom silver and phantom black. So I'm very interested in the pink, and I'm also very interested in the violet. I don't know about you, but like I'm kind of digging pink lately.
Really?
Pink is kind of it's a good color. Violet could also be pretty hot.
Just give me the silver. I'll be good. Give me the silver as long as it doesn't attract fingerprints, which it will, because it'll probably be glossy glass. These phones sound fine. Nothing about these sounds incredible. I'm sure the displays will be slightly better. It'll have new Snapdragon chips, which will be slightly better, I'm guessing. The cameras are supposedly the same, except in the Ultra. The battery sizes are almost identical to last year's. I don't care about 5G. Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E is great. I don't know. This feels like one of those. This feels like an in-between year. Like the S20 line was a pretty big upgrade, or at least design change and all that over the S10. And these feel, at least on paper, what I'm seeing, it just seems like it's one of those in-between years where they're kind of just redoing last year's thing and slightly tweaking the back plate and throwing in the newer version of specs. That's it.
Right. What I guess I kind of forgot to mention, like the S21 Ultra, I would say is like really the only kind of change. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
what you're saying about the S21 and S21 Plus being sort of
Yeah.
skips or just kind of the same old thing. But the S21 Ultra, 6.8-inch WQHD Plus display with a 1 to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate, but then also support for the S Pen,
That's
at
right.
least
Support
what's
for
been
S Pen.
reported.
That's pretty big.
So yeah, that is pretty big.
Yeah.
It's not going to ship with an S Pen. You know, Samsung's going to try and find a way to nickel and dime you, and they're going to make you pay for that S Pen.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
then what's
get
up
rid
with
of the
these?
Note line and then just make you
Yeah.
buy S Pen separately. Come
And
on.
that was my next point. Like we're hearing reports that the Note line could be no Note phone for
Yeah.
2021, which just seems so weird. But then why not ship an S Pen with the S21 Ultra? There's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers at the moment.
No. The S21 line is rumored to be launching as early as January, but that we get that rumor every single year. Everyone, I don't know how many times we've had the rumor that they're going to show it off at CES or something like that, right? And then it never happens. It's always February. So I don't know that I believe yet that it's coming in January. I'm just still going to stick with the idea that it's coming in February. So I think they look fine. They'll be good phones. I know they'll be good phones. Samsung makes good phones. The hardware will be great. All the specs will be nice and everything. It's the newest of the new, and Samsung does a great job. They're just, they just don't really look that much different. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't have to love everything. And I love the S20. The S20 was probably my favorite phone this year. I mean, I'm like we talked about settling into the Pixel 5, and I like the Fold 2, but the regular small S20, that was the phone I used the most this year. Really liked that phone. So I'm not hating. Sorry.
Hey, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, if we get a Fold 3 with S Pen, that's going to be dope.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but it's just, there's not a lot of people buying the Fold, so.
Yeah. I think the problem has been obviously that the Note and Galaxy S lines have just become too similar. Last couple of years has been hard to distinguish between those two. Other than the Note is kind of a more square design and has an S Pen versus the S, which is a little more rounded. Like that was kind of the difference.
Yeah.
So, if the Note line goes away, I'm not that sad as long as we get S Pens with everything else. So that those who love the Note for that reason at least have, an S Pen.
Yep.
All right. Final topic, and then we'll get into trivia. So I don't know if we've had a show where we've talked about Osom, OSOM. So if we haven't, you guys all remember Essential, which was a company at one time we were very fond of. We liked their original phone, even though it had major flaws. We saw a potential there. Andy Rubin was the head of Essential. And before we found out he's apparently not a very good person, we liked their stuff. And we were looking forward to the future of what they were going to create. Then we found out his story, and just go Google Andy Rubin mistress or whatever you want to do. It's the stories out there are not. I didn't want to use the other word I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
So go look up that anyway. So Essential, you guys know Essential's gone. They're gone. They're not making anything else. But a bunch of the people that worked there got together because they still thought they had more in the tank and wanted to create something. And they created a company called Osom, OSOM. It apparently stands for out of sight, out of mind, or something like that. Rubin is not involved at all. So we can actually, kind of get slightly
We can talk about it.
Excited about these guys in case they build something similar to what they had done before or whatever. We didn't know much, but this week they sat down with CNET and talked about where they're going. And, they did the pitch on we're making a privacy focused phone, which
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have a huge problem with that, but that's their pitch, is that they got 80% of the way into a great phone with the original Essential phone, but they were missing something. And they think that extra 20% is going all crazy on the privacy stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think that's the pitch to get people to buy your phone. And they said that they're never going to, try to store your data or ask for it and all that. And that's fine. And they're going to make a bunch of controls so you can control what gets sent where, and they'll give you a report on the data that's going in and out of your phone or something like that possibly. So I think that's all great, but let's be honest. No one's No one's going to buy their phone because it has really cool privacy control. They're going to buy it if it looks nice, isn't that expensive, has good specs, and can take good pictures. And so that's really kind of, I think, what matters. This is just something they're trying to, I think, add to the story. The other weird thing is they only have so many employees right now because they're still a new company and they're planning to grow. They don't have anyone currently working there that is a privacy cybersecurity guru. So they're already pitching the phone, which they won't call a phone, but they're already pitching the phone as being the ultimate privacy thing. No one even works for the company yet that's there. They have like an outside advisory group that's helping with that. So it's very weird. Anyway, it's early. Not trying to dump on these guys. I'm still interested to see what they're doing, but it won't be till 2021 until we know anything anyway. So we got a ways to go. But they say they have several products that they're going to launch. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, they're called Osom. Osom. All right. We made it through topics. We made it through the topics.
And then we haven't crashed yet.
We almost did. We almost lost you. Oh, there's the lights. It's trivia time.
Stretch.
We haven't done trivia in so long. I think like the last show that actually worked. I think we had to skip trivia because we had so much going on or something, didn't we? So I don't even know when the last time we did trivia. Anyway, trivia is back. If you're new around here, welcome to the Droid Life Show. We do trivia at the end of every show. At least we try to. I know we've had a couple that we haven't. We try to. We do 5 questions. We'll put them up on the screen. We'll read them aloud. And if you are with us live on YouTube in the chat, you just type the correct answer as fast as you can. And if you are the first to answer correctly, we will call out your name and you will win. And
this is
week,
exciting.
We're giving everyone $10 of Google Play credit. Again, if you're new around here, we've given lots of other stuff away in the past. We've given phones away. We had a show where we gave everyone like a OnePlus 7 or something like that, or 6. I don't even remember. I think it was a OnePlus 6T maybe. Anyway, we give away free stuff. And in the coming weeks, or maybe next week or something, whenever we do our next show, we'll have a bunch of stuff from Lenovo that we're going to give away. You know, we'll try to do it up over these holiday weeks here to, make it even extra special or.
Yeah.
So is everyone ready? Are we still live? Every time someone doesn't comment for a minute, I kind of go, are we still here? We tried to put the latency as low as we could with this show as well. So
it seems pretty good.
It does seem pretty good. We put it ultra low for the first time. So it should be right there.
All right. Well, I'm ready to give it a shot if you're ready.
Right. I think I'm ready. Let's see if this works.
Pull up the questions here again. Like Kellen said previously, this is sort of a Nexus edition. Mm-hmm. So I'm really enjoying kind of finding like a common theme for trivia. Kind of also makes making up the questions a bit easier. So I like themes.
I do.
Anyway, Nexus edition. Let's kick it off with question number 1.
Question number 1 is up now.
What was the first Google Nexus device to offer 4G LTE connectivity? Mm-hmm. Again, what was the first Google Nexus device to offer 4G LTE connectivity? Oh yeah, this is quick.
I got Chris Williams.
I'm seeing Chris Williams.
Galaxy Nexus.
Congratulations, Chris. Chris is a long-time fan of the show. Long-time winner of the show. I think he wins every week.
He does win every week. Galaxy Nexus, the Verizon LTE model with the 3.5 hour battery life. It was not good. It was not good. There was a model that was not LTE, and then there was one that was. The Verizon model. I mean, the Verizon model is the one we all had. I remember it was delayed and delayed and delayed because I'm assuming LTE issues. That was early in the LTE days. It was the first with the 720p display, all that. Galaxy Nexus, what a phone. I don't have much else nice to say about it because it was a pretty bad phone, but it was the first of a lot. Remember, it almost had a curved display. Remember that? Like
almost. Well, it was the marketing hype.
It kind of curved, but
yeah. Dude, that was the freaking good days of like Android news. That was like so insane.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It was like the Wild West, man.
Well, that was the year. Wasn't that the year where Was that the year that Steve Jobs died? Because wasn't thinking they were going
I
to
think
announce
so.
that, and then
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
caused a delay, and then he died, and that caused
Yeah.
and that was another delay. They pushed it back again, and then they just like they were in China, and they were like, let's just announce in China, because I think we had 2 different trips to try to go see this thing, and there was a couple delays. Anyway, very weird times.
R.I.P. Steve Jobs. He is still missed dearly. All right. Question number 2. I was going to say we've been freaking paying for Chris Williams' Google storage for like the past freaking year. So anyway, congratulations, Chris Williams. Let's go with question number 2.
Question number 2 is up now.
What processor powered the Nexus player? Oh, yikes. You're going to have to Google this one. Sorry, people. What processor powered the Nexus player? And while you're doing that, someone asked what my headphones are. These are the Jabra Kelanos.
Jabra,
85H.
85H. All right, we've got some answers in here.
Awesome. They are so good. So I'm looking for Intel Atom Z 3560.
I think Jackson. Well, Chris Williams was first again, but you just can't win everything, bud.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jackson. With the Atom Z, the Z 3560.
Non-rev guy, you are right behind Jackson.
Right behind him.
I know your screen might show something else, but Jackson is just in front of you on our screen. You guys were super close. Yeah, the
Don't
Intel
worry, there's
Atom.
still 3 more
I still have a Nexus player. I just saw it the other day in the garage. I had it actually sitting on this desk for the longest time because I had it connected because Google was still updating it. You could get new versions of Android TV on that thing before anyone else got them because it was still their test device, and they finally killed it. Now they have all these other ADT devices and stuff, but yeah, I still have it. It's actually pretty handy. I mean, it's not hooked up anymore, but I could grab it.
The Logitech review. Yes, we remember. Birch is saying, can I buy your Nexus Q? You can buy mine. $500. All right. Jackson's just going to email me. I'm sure you got my email. Let's go with question number 3. Please keep this rolling.
Question number 3 is up now.
What was the internal code name for the Nexus S? Again, what was the internal code name for the Nexus S? With the Hummingbird processor. Oh, Brandon says failure. Oh, hurtful. The Nexus S was an awesome phone. First phone with gingerbread. That's a great phone. So we're looking for Crespo, and I'm seeing Luke Citroniti.
Luke Citroniti.
Hope I'm pronouncing that right with Crespo. Luke Citroniti, congratulations.
Failure. Just flat mean.
Failure. I know.
The Nexus S was the first NFC phone, and they put tags all around select cities. Portland was actually one, and you were supposed to like kind of check in Google Latitude or something, and you could like tap into these tags. Like I remember going to Deschutes' brewery in downtown Portland just to test that, and they gave me free pint glasses that said like Deschutes, and they had like a Google tag like logo on them. I think I still have them. Yeah. And then that all failed. So, it happens.
Very nice. All right. Well, we still got 2 more chances for folks to win $10 of amazing Google Play credit. So let's get it. Question number 4, please.
Question number 4 is up now.
What Android dessert did the Nexus 5 originally ship with? Ooh. What Android dessert did the Nexus 5 originally ship with? Look at this latency, bruh. It's so good.
Yeah.
Eli said,
you gotta go full name, yeah.
I know, you gotta go full name. I gotta give it to Seth Merritt. It's Kit Kat is the correct answer. I mean, if this was Jeopardy, there's no way they're taking Kit.
Nope.
Well, then maybe they would say a bit more. They'd give you the opportunity to say, what is Kit Kat? But we don't do that here. This ain't Jeopardy. Yeah, oh man, so depressing. All right, Seth Merritt, congratulations. $10 Google Play credit coming at you.
Like we used to joke about, who was parked in my driveway. Like Chris Williams is like sitting behind me, I think.
He might be.
What's up, Chris? I mean, the quickness there.
Chris. Good stuff.
High five.
Oh, yeah, man.
High five, Chris.
Stop looking at the screen, Chris. All right, cool. Well, we got one more chance for Eli to win $10 of Google Play credit. Let's go with our last question. Question number 5, please.
Question number 5 is up No.
What OEM produced the Nexus 9 tablet? Again, what OEM produced the Nexus 9 tablet? Chris, stop.
Stop it.
Look
Please
at
get
that
out of my house.
latency.
It is super.
Goodness
The ultra
gracious.
low was no joke.
No, it's really no joke. They're with us. They're here in the room. Nick Fisher.
Nick Fisher,
with the
yeah.
correct answer of HTC. Sorry, Eli. Just rough day. That's all right. You'll get him next time. Nick Fisher. All right, we got our winners. Chris Williams, Jackson Neater, Luke Citron, Neety, Seth Merritt, Nick Fisher. I'll be happy when everyone just has the name John Davis. Be really easy just to pronounce all that. If you don't already have my email, although I'm sure a lot of you are winners, go ahead, email me and put my email in the chat.
All past winners, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to get your credit out to you. And like we said, we've been having a lot of Google Play credit, but Christmas is coming. We've got some sweet stuff from Lenovo. You're not going to want to miss it. So... Tim, I confirmed tim.com is not available. So don't worry. Not even Tato. I was hoping tato.com because then I could just do tim@tato.com. Yeah. Not available. Maybe Otato. I could try Otato. But yeah. Nah, we'll see.
Funny. All right, well, we got through a show. We did. Feels good. I feel like
Terry.
I'll have confidence. Oh, yeah, we're done, Terry.
It was HTC, Terry.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Got to refresh that feed. Potato.com, definitely taken. And it's based on tomatoes, not timotato. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It is potatoes.
Dave Bonan, you're like 3 questions behind, my guy. Refresh. Give us that refresh.
Oh no,
we really are
Dave.
on the setting YouTube does is ultra low, and I mean you barely got done reading that last question, and Chris Williams is like HTC.
Yeah. Oh, he's kidding.
Dave, you're
Thank
kidding.
goodness.
Yeah. So let's see the rest of the year, the season of shows. Well, next week's Thanksgiving, so I don't think we're gonna have a show next week. But there'll be Black Friday coverage, all that stuff as usual. And then the following week, though, we'll get back to shows. We're gonna start. I mean, we just might do shows just to give stuff away. I don't know. There's not gonna be a lot of news. This is usually where everything just goes and slows to all, because we're waiting for CES. CES is still happening, by the way. It's a virtual show. They finally gave in on that. Virtual only CES. This would have been our 11th CES. Did we just hit 10 this last year? It would have been like 11th CES. So rest in peace to that. That streak there. Not one I'm gonna be that sad about, to be honest. It might be nice to have a year off from CES, but
oh yes.
But that will happen. So we'll see some stuff ramp up then. Maybe Samsung will announce some stuff in January. I don't know. But the rest of the year, we'll do some shows. We'll talk some stuff. We'll try to give some stuff away leading up to Christmas. And yeah.
Either way, hang in there.
Either way, it's just nice to be back talking to everybody. Good to see everyone.
Mask up, stay safe, wash your hands, etc., etc.
That's right. Anything else I'm missing?
Nope. Hope everyone just stay safe and hope everyone's doing well. Say hi to your mom for me.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Catch you soon. Peace.
Peace.